99X in the Morning X. It's Barnes and Leslie. Nothing like home opening day. Braves already, of course, underway, but this is the home opener. We've got the Marlins tonight. Did you follow much of the whole robot umpiring thing through spring training?
Are you talking to me or Crash?
Well, obviously, I'm talking
sure
to Crash.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I saw it, but I didn't watch a lot of it or see details or how it performed.
It's called the ABS system, automatic ball strike, and they've been playing with this since, I think, 2019. Mm-hmm. But basically, in spring training, all these stadiums were outfitted with these cameras that track each pitch, and it would judge whether it crossed home plate within the strike zone. And they've been changing and modifying like what the strike zone is in the computer. It's this Hawkeye pose tracking system, all these cameras, and they basically just track the pitches, whether they're within a strike zone based on the height of each batter. So what's interesting is before the game, each person walks up and they get your height. Just takes a few seconds. So it's based on your height.
Are they saying it's been successful?
I mean, I'm seeing you can go and you can immediately ask for a review in these spring training games. I don't know if they're saying like when it will come to Major League Baseball for real. But is it a good thing? Do you think that's a good thing to do? Should it be?
I think as technology advances, heck yeah. I mean, you know, we've been dealing with Angel Hernandez and his miserable calls for decades now. So, I mean, why not use the technology that we're developing? And if it becomes, foolproof, I say yeah, all the way.
I think so. If you're going to rely on it, I mean, think about it. Would you rather have the unreliability of certain umpires that have in their head what the strike zone is, or do you want a defined strike zone?
I mean, you're still going to need an umpire for like a play at the plate or something like that, I would assume, or like even a ball going to first base, whether the runner touches or not. I don't know how much they want to implement all this being computerized in technology, but I think from behind home plate, I think it's great idea.
The way they were doing it was the umpire will get the message. So when the ball's thrown, the umpire gets strike or ball, and then he, with a hand signal, calls it.
Right.
So it's not relying on his interpretation of a strike zone. What do you guys think? 470-741-4999. I don't think it's such a bad thing. If it's going to be accurate, now they're going to complain it's too accurate.
I'd like to see what the naysayers are saying.
Yeah, the people that aren't into it, how could you even... football, they're already adapting a ton of stuff like this. I mean, I think I'd be down with first downs always being digital. And I think, aren't they bringing that into play this next season?
I don't know.
Thought I read that somewhere where they were going to, in NFL games, where they were going to have that literal digital line.
I mean, we've all grown accustomed to instant replay in football and calls being overturned and whatnot, so why not baseball?
Hey, Morning X, good morning. Who is this?
Hey, Scott Mahaffey, how are you?
Hey, Scott, what do you think about it?
No, I don't like it because I think baseball is it's more finesse. There's a lot of things that have to happen to make it be baseball. Otherwise, it's just a computer sport. You just need to hold umpires credible. If they have X amount of bad calls throughout the season, suspend them. Put them down in the minor league.
But to your point, this machine is telling them what their bad calls are. And also, finesse, to me, I hear that as cheating.
Well, no, it's more like, if a pitcher kind of goes into the line just a little bit, is it a blatant, strike or is it a blatant foul? But, baseball is like trying to just get over the line and actually, skew it so that the umpires go their way. Or a machine's just going to be straight on and straight off.
Yeah, it's a yes or a no. Was it a strike? Yes or no? Not, oh, well, it kind of...
But that's baseball. Baseball's like a lot of gray area, and that's what makes the game fun.
I think a lot of people are saying it kind of ruins like the old school charm
I can
of
see
baseball.
that.
It now it's like it's going to look so completely different.
I get that, because there are the purists with baseball. But when you have a call that is clearly out of the strike zone and you get a strike three, and it ends an inning where there's a possibility of a score change, that's when I think the computer stuff needs to step in.
Hi, Morning X. Who's this?
Hi. This is Michael from Locust Grove.
Michael, what do you think about the robots in baseball?
Oh, boy. I tell you, if we weren't asking for killer robot leagues, we're definitely headed in that direction.
I mean, is that a good thing or a bad thing, in your opinion?
I don't know. I think if we got Dwayne The Rock Johnson signed on, we could come up with some extreme robot league and, throw some lasers in there, get some smoke machines, do it up right.
But is it such a bad
as long
thing?
as the robots don't well, I don't know. Every time I think of technology, I think of, the hacking abilities and, God forbid these turn into killer robots and then, you strike out at the plate, you lose an arm or something.
I think they need to change the name. It's too much like IBS, the irritable bowel syndrome.
Yes.
The ABS, the automated ball strike system.
Got a good point there, Barnes.
Right.
But I don't know if perfection is such a bad thing. I get it, the history of baseball, but you are dealing with different heights and you're dealing with different interpretations of what umpires think is a strike and isn't a strike, and they're going to die on their sword of what they believe it is once you change it to this is the box. And by the way, the computer is making a rectangle box. Umpires have more of an oval strike zone. So, I mean, that's another thing that's completely different than what everyone is used to.
I mean, I would trust technology for the most part. I mean, I think that they would,
I would trust it more than the human.
I mean, they would work out all the kinks, and they wouldn't put, an insufficient technology to determine this kind of stuff. But yeah, you got to be careful, man. And we're only one step away from killer robots. And
you're obsessed with killer robots.
No,
are we calling them umpires? What are we calling them?
Thank you. Have a good day.
Do they have a name?
Well, it's the automated ball strike system. I mean, and it's speaking to the umpire.
Needs a better name.
In an earpiece.
Yeah.
Hey, Morning X, good morning. Who is this?
Hey, this is Jules.
Jules, what do you think about the ABS?
I'm not a fan.
Why?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I truly believe that technology has its place even in sports, but baseball truly is the American pastime, and we need somewhere we can escape when the world gets to be too much, and if you keep messing with a game that's so great, you're just going to ruin it.
There you have it.
I just don't know if we need to be afraid of coming around to accuracy versus interpretation of a strike zone from people, umpires, when we have the technology that we can do it and say, yes, the ones that are going to be pissed are the ones that are on the wrong side of it. The ones that are going to be happy are the ones that, in a crucial game, get that walk with bases loaded. So it's like both sides are going to be,
Hey, Jules, I got a quick question for you. Jules, quick question.
Yeah.
Do you believe, I know you don't believe in this particular thing, but do you believe in an instant replay? Like if a batter is called out and then they instant replay it and they overturn the call. Are you good with that?
I'm still a little torn on that, but I'm still not a big fan of that either. I feel like baseball is such it's such a core thing of when we were all kids, that it was a safe space and it was a simple place and it was a fun place. And
okay,
now
James
you're
Earl
adding
Jones.
too much.
does that make it right, Jules?
Does it make it right?
Yeah, that all those feelings are attached to baseball.
Absolutely. It's nostalgic.
But does nostalgia...
It gives people goosebumps.
I know, I'm just saying, playing devil's advocate, I get the nostalgia, but what if the nostalgia was wrong? It's based on a bunch of people, whoever happens to be standing behind the plate, and their interpretation of a strike or a ball.
The guys that are standing behind the plate wouldn't be doing what they were doing if they didn't love the game to the core.
Well, I don't know, but that doesn't mean that they're... The inconsistency is the problem.
Right, but there's always going to be inconsistency. Like right now, it's completely inconsistent that we have such a jackhole for an MLB commissioner.
Well, that's a separate segment. We'll get into that one later in the season. All right, thank you very much for listening. We appreciate it.
No problem. Have a good day, guys.
This is Women's Work with Nicole Khalil.
I wish you health, physical, mental, emotional, financial, social, and most definitely spiritual.
Redefining what it means to be doing women's work.
I would rather have the temporary pain of discomfort than the avoidable pain of regret.
But hear me when I say this. Believe in something. Believe in yourself. That, more than anything, is absolutely woman's work.
This is Woman's Work from Believe. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.